Okay, welcome to the third quarter of Introduction to Engineering and Design. We are going to set up our folder file management system on our PC and on Google Drive. Some of you did a great job of this as we started using Inventor more last quarter, but some of you did not. And it's just critical at this point that we make sure we have folders for our files and that there is a system to how we are going to store things. I cannot troubleshoot lots of different ways that you guys store and can't find your files. You have to do it in an organized manner and be responsible for this. So follow these steps and let's begin. On your taskbar, your Windows taskbar, mine just happens to be on the left. Yours is most likely on the bottom as it is on most PCs. Find the yellow folder icon and you can go ahead and click on it. Or if you already have a folder open and for some reason you'd like to open a second window, you can right click on it and choose Windows Explorer. That's a way to open a second one should one already be open. As you can see, if I wanted to have a view into my Google Drive account, but also open another one and have them side by side, I can do that. Because my PC is not a shared PC or a public PC, Google Drive, I have it set up to sync to my computer. That's not something we would do here in the classroom with computers that are being shared amongst multiple periods and multiple students during the day. Okay, so we've opened Windows Explorer, and this is how you explore your Windows computer. On the left you have a browser. By default mine opens to libraries, and underneath libraries you see documents. This documents folder is unique to the login that I've used at the time. So for you, you've logged into your machine and that document is unique to your login. Okay, if you didn't do this already, I'd like you to do it right now. Create a folder called My Inventor Files. How you create a new folder is up above. Choose New Folder and go ahead and type My Inventor Files. I already made this, so I'm just showing I'm going to put delete this. It's not going to want me to save two folders with the exact same name, so that's why I'm doing that, so it's not the same, and that'll be the one I get rid of. Okay, I'm going to right click and delete real quick. So now you've made a folder, and go ahead and double click on it to open it up. And inside here, those of you that did this last quarter, you should already have a pcube or puzzlecube folder inside your My Inventors Files folder. If you didn't have that, go ahead and make one now. Click New Folder and make a folder called puzzlecube. After doing that, hit New Folder again, and this time follow with these next two: Inventor Training Files and then Automoblocks T9. Okay, I'll get rid of the new folder. This is really just on my end for training purposes. This is not where I store all of my stuff since I'm not on a shared computer, but I dumped a couple files into my pcube folder just for the purpose of using Google Drive and showing how we're going to use and navigate with Drive. Okay, so at this point you should have in your documents a My Inventors file folder, and inside when you're in this folder you should see three folders: the puzzlecube folder, the Inventor Training File folder, and the Automoblocks T9 folder. Okay, when you've got that, you're ready to open Google Drive. So go ahead and open Google Chrome and navigate to your drive. You can hit pause as you do that. Okay, so once you're in Drive, I would like you to create a new folder if you didn't already do this for our class. Okay, to make a new folder, you just click New and then choose Folder, and then you can title it what you want. At the beginning of the year, I had suggested that you make 4 folders that everything would go into. One for freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and senior year. And I still have that sample. So here's freshman year. Inside freshman year folder, go ahead and make a folder for your class. So IED. I must have done this one already for 7th period IED. But again, hit new, choose folder, and let's say this is first period. And then maybe I just want a 1 for first period if I'm going to put a folder for each of my classes. That 1 was intended to be for first bell or second bell. You don't have to do that if you don't want. You just put the course name or an abbreviation. So underneath freshman year, I'm going to have an IED folder. And it took a second, but there you go. Now, let's double click on it to go inside the IED folder. And inside here, let's make a new folder. In this folder, now we're going to mimic what we did on our PC. My Inventor files. Then I'm going to double click, go inside this folder. And you can see my folder path up above appearing of where I'm currently at in Drive. New folder. And I'm going to make my PCube folder again. I'm going to make my Inventor Training Files folder. It's a folder where I can put files that I didn't create from scratch but were given to me for the purpose of going through training. And lastly, the Automo Blocks T9. Create. Okay, so you can see I'm in my Drive, freshman year, IED, My Inventor Files, and inside this folder is where I'm currently at, the last one, and I've got 3 folders that are created there. Okay. In order to back up your files from your computer to Google Drive, it's really this simple. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller and move it over to the right side of my screen, and I'm going to open up my Windows Explorer again. And here are those same three files. Okay, if I've made a lot of changes and worked on, say the Puzzle Cube project and had done a bunch of work, it's as easy as click, hold, and drag over into this area in Chrome, release, and Google Chrome will begin uploading that folder and its files right into Drive. And you can see it says uploaded, so it's already been done. PCube has been uploaded to My Inventor Files. Okay, now, the one annoying thing, I'm going to make this a little bigger so we're getting the timestamp cut off. Okay. I had a Puzzle Cube folder, but when I did that, it just made another one. That is just a function of Google Drive. It's just the way it works. Other applications like Dropbox would have wanted to replace that, and Drive doesn't, so it lets you basically creates another copy. So there's a couple solutions here. One, if you've made a lot of changes and you just want to get all the recent stuff, and maybe there's some files that you hadn't changed, but you just figure it's easier to grab the whole folder, the whole project, and move it over, instead of going through and trying to remember what files you did change versus which ones you hadn't changed. So you can go ahead and upload everything again. And here at school, that's not a big problem because we have a very, very fast internet connection, and you'll be able to upload a whole folder of documents pretty quickly. So then you can find the older one by the timestamp. 1123 is older than 1125. And you can right click and just remove it. And this is my most recent version of all of my Puzzle Cube activity. Now, you saw that I just created that PCube folder right here on Drive a second ago, and it was empty. I hadn't put anything in it. But now, since I dragged from my computer, this one, any files that were in it are here. It didn't just create the folder, but it took the folder and all of its contents and brought it over here onto Drive. Okay, My Inventor training files were empty, so there's no files in here, and my AutomoBlocks T9 was empty as well. Now, just another solution though, if you don't want to drag the whole file, the whole folder and all the files, but you'd rather just more meticulously manage one at a time, then you can go into that folder, and let's say you know that you've got all these files in here, but it's only this one that you just made a change to, and it's the only one that you need to upload. Well, then from right here, you can right click on it, and you can go to Manage Versions. So right clicking on the file and choosing Manage Versions allows you to upload a new version, and this will go ahead and replace the one that's currently shown, so you won't have two copies of the same file. Because if I were to go in and just drag the one, okay, watch. If I come in here and I go, oh, it's only this one that I want, I bring this one over, guess what Google Drive's going to do? It's going to have both copies. It's going to take a second here, upload it, boom. And I can go back and delete and go, okay, let's see, 1125 is older than 1128, so this must be the old one. I'm going to delete that one. Okay. Well, let me delete the newer one actually first and show you. The other option was, so this one was originally uploaded at 1125. I can right click, I can go to Manage Versions, I can say Upload New Version, I can choose that file, say Open, it's uploading it. Now it does show that I have an older version of that file, but in terms of what I see on Drive, it's only going to show me the most current version. And close that, and so now I won't have a folder that gets kind of gummed up with a bunch of copies of the same file. So now you can see the timestamp has changed to 1128, where a couple minutes ago it said 1125. Okay, so at this point you should have your Windows Explorer documents set up with a My Inventor file. Inside a My Inventor folder. Inside that folder you should have three folders: PCube or PuzzleCube, however you typed it, Inventor training files, and AutomoBlocks T9. Now, if you had never made the PuzzleCube folder before, and all of your PuzzleCube files are not there, for right now, go ahead and just leave them wherever they are. Because if you move them right now, when you move Inventor files, you can break links between the files. If you remember, we had files that were driven by other files. Our drawing files were not created from scratch. They were driven by a part file where we had created the part to begin with. And if you start moving files around into different folders and different locations, you can break those links, in which case it takes some time to go back and reconcile those again. It can be tedious. So leave them where they're at for the time being, and let's just make sure that moving forward you have a clear path and understanding of how to open your Windows Explorer, how to navigate through your browser, how to create a folder, how to make sure you're naming and saving your files in a location that makes sense. And lastly, that you're replicating that over here on Drive and making sure that you can do the exact same thing here in Drive so that you know where your files are at. Okay? And so your file paths or folder paths that you're getting used to using on the computer, and if you go back onto Drive, will be an exact match.